Video, I'll demonstrate how to work with G Suite audit logs. G Suite in the background collects a lot of usage information about our users and how they're using G Suite apps. We can go into the reports section from the admin console dashboard to get to these audit logs. So let's do just that. Let's start by clicking on reports. In the left-hand navigator, you're then going to see a couple of reports: security, app usage, account activity. However, you're also going to see a section called audit, and you can collapse and expand the audit section to see what's available under it. Under audit, let's start by clicking admin. When we do that, we're looking at some admin activity. And over on the right, we can see some of the event names, such as a migration started for users, migration setup, API references, Gmail settings being done. And the great thing when you're looking at any of these audit reports is that you have filtering available in the left-hand navigator. So in this case, we can filter by event name, even by username, by the administrator's name. We can also specify a date and time range. So here, for example, for username, I'm simply going to type in JU for Juan, and I'll choose user Juan Chavez, and I'll choose search. And if there are any events related to that, they'll show up over on the right-hand side. Of course, we can click reset to reset the list so that we're viewing everything related to this. The other thing to be mindful of when you're working with some of these audit reports is that in the upper right, you have a download icon where you can choose to download as Google Sheets format or as a CSV file. You also have a columns icon where you can choose which columns you wish to see or not to see in this listing. Let's go back to reports, and under the audit section, let's choose login. Now we're going to see some login activity over on the right. Now, some of these audit reports have filters that are basically pre-built. For example, for the event name here, we've got a drop-down list where it says select one. And I see things like failed login, login challenge, logout, and so on. I'm going to choose failed login, and I'm going to choose search. Here, I now have a filtered list only of failed login attempts. Of course, I can see the account to which that applies. Over on the right, I've got a column with the IP address and also the date and time. Let's click Reports and look at something else. Let's click on Drive for Google Drive. Again, we've got a pre-selected list of event name that we can choose from. So adding items to folders in Google Drive, creating, deleting, downloading, editing. So we've got plenty of things that we can choose from here. Also, interestingly, if I were to click, for example, on this document on the right called Project Proposal, it's actually a hyperlink. So when I click it, it actually opens up the document in question. So when you're looking at these audit logs, it's really convenient to see what's